Good day everyone, I am Jacqueline Sornido. My topic is all about the note sight reading. So the note sight reading is not just get better without a practice. So sight reading is just like a reading a novels. You are reading new materials that you've never experienced before. At the piano, you aren't just reading a physical emotional, and interact the piano's keywords. So the sight reading it is the ability to play a piece of music that you've never played before. To simply by reading of it and writing a music of a page. So the other one is the sight reading music means to play it as you read it. You're essentially performing the music directly from the page the first time to see it. That obviously requires a great familiarity and speed of reading music than the slowly mythological figures it out, which also counts as reading music. So, sight reading is just you will see it at the first time. So first is the sight reading is the reading of the piece of written music clip. So the first step of the sight reading is that you know the lines and the space. First is you are going to know the line and the space before you put a notes. Second is you know the sound by ears. You will knowing the sound by the ears. Third is you keep the key of the music. Knowing the key of the music is very important to know to picture out what is the notes of that. Fourth is to interpret a sing slowly. So we should do and play the song slowly so that you can understand of it. So the three sacred rules of sight readings are first is total concentration. First, you must be a concentration on that note, in that particular note. Second is looking ahead. You must be look the notes and every notes of that. And the third is no stopping because every stopping if you want if you stop it one it was equivalent to 10 wrong of notes. So stopping cannot be erased or an error, so keep moving forward to go to the next challenges. So the 10 tips of and tricks for sight reading music. First is you have a familiarize yourself with a variety of rhythms. The variety of rhythms is that 4/4, 3/4, 6/8, and etc. Second is memorize the key signatures. So memorizing the key signatures is especially helpful for that and be aware of how many sharps or flats. Third is know your skills. So knowing your skills will help to tangibly memorize your key signatures. Fourth is practice without a safety net. Is using a safety net with a comes to sight reading but just to be sure. Practice sight reading different types of music. So, in order to avoid sheer panic, familiarity yourselves with different styles of music, rhythms, and scores. Next is examine the piece you've sight reading. So, before you begin to play or song, take a moment or mentality digest the music in front of you so that you can understand of it. Next is identify a notation in the piece You must identify notations slowly that you can follow, and notations will demonstrate expressive in musicality. Number 8 is you must be highlight or in the piece of circling on it to that remember that annotations, and then make markings on the free part or iPads. It is important to us to get an ideas of a song to be an entirely. Isn't better to be perfect, but do more practice to get it better. So you making markings on the papers is very important to know the lines or the notes of that song. In addition, sight reading tips are: first is prepare yourself to totally concentrate for those 10 minutes and set the timer so that you won't distracted by anything. So compile concentration is essential at first. So you must be concentrated when you were in a sight reading. Next is commit the key and time signatures to memory and then skim the piece of any trouble spot. So we should be memorizing the key signatures like 4/4, 2/4, 3/4 in order to that can easy memorizing. So visualize the piece of cut times and scan it of any scales fragment of arpeggios. And last is just like a performance. If you make a mistake while reading, don't stop. So don't stop when you have a mistake, because the stops if the stops you will be in the stops, even though one stop is equivalent to many wrongs. So don't be stopped, just focus on it so that you can move forward and then you will achieve at the end of this. So that's all. Thank you.